Julia, it's good to see you up and about.
Thanks, Sarah. That goes for you and Bo as well.
Well, amen to that. I must say, I think you're all lucky to be alive, considering what that man Taggart tried to do.
Yeah, but the fact is, he tried and he failed. Now he's probably headed for Mexico, and we're going ahead with his groundbreaking ceremony, just like we planned. Huh?
If the man of the hour ever shows up.
Yeah, where is Clint anyway?
I'm right here, Tyler.
Oh.
Hey.
And just in case you people are wondering why I asked you to meet me here, I wanted a private moment with the people that are the dearest and nearest to me. I've got something that I think is very important for me to tell you.
Well, well. You want to go over the parent screening procedure again?
That won't be necessary. I think I've got it.
Oh, such a quick study. I knew my instincts were right about you, Tina. You're going to make a top-notch assistant.
Thank you. I was just hoping that with the new responsibility, I'd get to spend a little more time with the children.
No, the children are well provided for. I'm the one that needs someone to rely on, someone I can trust implicitly to work beside me, hand in hand.
Well, I'll do my best.
I'm sure you will. There are no secrets here in my office, Tina. I believe in sharing everything. How about you?
Share and share alike. That's my philosophy.
Oh, splendid. Splendid. Well, there is one thing, however, that I do insist is inviolate. My personal files. They must always be kept under lock and key.
Oh, I understand.
Oh, Tina, Reverend, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but this is urgent. I have something I absolutely have to show you.
Hi, sweetie pie. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, that's okay. Have you talked to Sarah?
I told her on the phone that she's completely recovered. She said she tried to call you several times, but you guys keep missing each other.
Yeah, I know. I should have called her. I was just caught up in my silly little problems.
Something tells me they're not so silly. What's wrong?
Dad, it's just stuff at Fraternity Row.
Megan.
I'm telling you the truth. Okay. My life is over. And aside from that, everything is fine.
I just want to let you know that everything turned out all right.
Glad to hear it.
Not that I didn't get a slap on the wrist for not turning up at the halfway house last night, but your report to the police really helped. They decided not to punish me or send me to state jail. What are you doing?
Doesn't look like I'm leaving.
Here's what you do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one life to live.
Told the associate producer he could take over the show, and as soon as Bo gets back from his trip, I'll tell him to put back on his producer's hat and start calling the shots. From now on, Fraternity Row's gonna have to do without me.
This is all my fault.
It's nobody's fault. It's everybody's fault. Look, I don't care. All I know is I'm out of here.
No, it's my fault because, well, once again, you put yourself on the line for the umpteenth time. That's why we were trapped down in the wardrobe
That's
room.
ancient history, Gabrielle.
Isn't it, Megan? She was furious when she found us.
Oh, gee, I wonder why. Just because the man who claims loves her spent the night with the woman that was the mother of his child? Hey, I understand that, wouldn't you?
Didn't you talk to her, try and explain what happened?
Yeah, she understood everything. It's just one of those things.
Max, what did she say?
She said it's over. That's all it is. That's all she said. It's over. And then she kissed me goodbye. She said she loves me. She may even miss me. She can't put up with it anymore, not any longer, so this pretty much sums it up.
Look, she said things like this before. Perhaps
No. She means it this time. She really means it. See, I've sided with you just one time too much. So from here on out, I mean, all the words, all the promises can't contradict what she sees with her eyes.
What do you think she sees?
She sees the biggest idiot in this world. The man that took her for granted and put everybody and everything first before her.
Perhaps there's a reason.
Yeah, oh, there's a reason. I'm stupid. Stupid. And insensitive. But not anymore. No, not if I can help it. From now on, Fraternity Row and everybody else can have to do without me.
What on earth are you saying?
I'm saying that I may have one chance in a million to get Megan back, and I'm taking that chance. I want you to understand this. I don't want there to be any mixed signals now. I'm not giving up on Megan no matter what. Good.
My question still stands. And I think that you'll agree that I will be owed an answer. Where does that leave you and me?
See, there I go again, acting like my life is one big soap opera. I really have to try and make things a little less melodramatic.
You know, I'm the guy you call your father, sweetheart. I know when you heard it.
Dad, Max and I just had one of our fights. And I've decided to call it quits. Well, there, I said it. You see, the world didn't end. Nothing happened. Just Max and I are finished. That's it.
What happened?
What always happens, Gabrielle. Max didn't come home last night, and he didn't call. There were no explanations, nothing.
Well, I can imagine that you were worried sick, but that's no reason.
Dad, there was more than that. I got a call from Tina. Gabrielle never showed up at the halfway house. She was out all night as well. You can imagine how much sleep I got wondering where Max and Gabrielle were all night. Well, I found them this morning, locked up in the costume room at the studio.
Locked up?
Yes, they got locked up accidentally and spent the night there.
Well, if that's true, that sounds innocent enough.
Yeah. It was innocent. That's what makes it so hard. Dad, I could almost take it if Max was attracted to Gabrielle. I mean, it would be hard for me to accept, but at least it would then just be something physical. But it's not. Gabrielle has gotten into Max's heart, and there's not enough room for two of us there.
Max loves you, sweetheart.
Yes, Max loves me. But he also loves Gabrielle. Dad, I can share a daisy and a dressing room. I can share a lot of things, but I'll be damned if I'm going to share Max with Gabrielle.
Look, I know how much you love Max and how hard you fought for him.
Yeah, well, you know, you lose some and you lose some more, right?
You haven't lost. Nobody knows any better than I do how hard it is to forget your first great love. Maybe that's what Max and Gabrielle are going through right now. Not the beginning of a love affair, but the dying embers of a love they used to share.
That's supposed to make me feel better, Dad? Knowing the passion that they once shared. They didn't just share a child.
But
they
what if...
shared a history, Dad. They shared a love that is not going to fade.
Yes, but see, what if the love has ended? I mean, a psychologist would call it a separation anxiety. It's because Max wants to marry you. He feels drawn back to Gabrielle. It's odd, but it happens. But it's only temporary. You just have to give it some time.
No, Dad, I don't have time. I'm just too frustrated with trying to analyze this over and over again. I just want the pain to go away.
Megan...
Please, Dad. I said that I was not going to let this upset me again. I really just think it was a mistake to start talking about it.
No, it helps to talk about it.
No, it doesn't help. Dad, it doesn't help. Okay, nothing is going to help right now. Maybe it would just be best if you left me alone, okay?
Sweetheart.
No.
I can't leave you alone like this.
Please. If you care for me the way you say you do, just let me deal with this in my own way.
Okay. I'll go. But if you feel like you want to talk about it, you know where to find me. I love you.
You're probably all kind of bored with hearing my reasons for wanting to rebuild Buchanan City.
You got that right.
Well, nevertheless, Brother Bo, there are some things that will bear repeating, and I kind of think this is one of them. I didn't just dream of recreating a bunch of buildings or a bunch of streets. I want the people of Buchanan City to share a life of peace and harmony with nature and with each other.
And that's just what you've done, Clint.
Not really. Not really, because no dream, no matter how noble it is, has any chance of coming true without one very special ingredient, and that's love. Now, we've come a long way since Tyler and I first set foot here in this rundown, ramshackle, ex-theme park. We've sawed a lot of lumber, we've hammered a lot of nails. We overcame a problem with a kind of an outlaw kind of fella who wanted to run us out of town, and thank God Sarah and Julia have come through it just fine. But now we need the final touch, and the most important touch. And my hope and my prayer is that along with the vegetables in our gardens and the flowers in our churchyard, that love too will blossom and grow here in Buchanan City. That's it. That's the end of the speech.
Well, that's the best speech I've ever heard. I like that. Just short and sweet.
Don't let him tease you, Clint. That was a lovely sentiment. Takes a very strong man to say such tender words. I hope you get your dream.
Thank you, Julia.
Well, does this mean we're ready for the groundbreaking?
Soon, Tyler. Very soon.
Julia, I haven't had a chance to thank you for all your help when I was afflicted by that terrible drug.
Yeah, we're both very grateful to you, Julia.
Oh, please don't mention it. I'm just glad we're all right. But there's only one hero here today, and that's Clint. Sarah was right. It was a lovely speech.
Well, it was meant for you. Now that you've heard it, will you change your mind? Will you stay here with me in Buchanan City?
I had a feeling that you might want to see these things. They're about myself and my husband, Asa Buchanan. Now, I'm not really bragging about anything. I just thought that they would show what kind of people we are and what good parents we'd make.
Oh, Mrs. Buchanan, this is very impressive,
No,
but...
Look at this one. Mr. and Mrs. Asa Buchanan donate a new children's wing to the Landview Hospital.
Well,
Oh, yeah, and that cost millions, so they didn't bat an eye. That just shows you how generous they are.
dear lady, I have no doubt about your largesse or your husband's. And I know how desperate you are to adopt a child, but...
Well, because we have so much to give.
Well, a child does require things of this world. They also require a lot of love and understanding.
Oh, Lordy, we have plenty of that.
So do a lot of other people. Unfortunately, our waiting list is very long, but as soon as your turn comes up,
Oh, Reverend, I'm sure that we could do something to speed the process up a little.
I'm sorry, we can't. We cannot bend our rules, even for Mr. and Mrs. Asa Buchanan. And I am late for an appointment. Tina, if you would be good enough to show Mrs. Buchanan out.
But Ambrose,
Obedience, Tina. One of the best virtues. Remember our agreement. Again, I'm sorry, Mrs. Buchanan. Good day.
I knew you wouldn't let me down. You and Ace are going to help me frame these people, aren't you?
Well, I don't know how much good I did. I mean, he didn't even take the bait.
Oh, you don't know him like I do. No, I bet he just ran right to Serena. I mean, now that he knows how much money you have to offer him, they're going to make sure you have a child to adopt.
Maybe. And maybe you don't know Ambrose as well as you think you do, honey. I mean, maybe, just maybe, he's on the up and up, Tina.
No, he's not. He's a crook. And I know I can prove it.
I would be lying if I said I wasn't impressed, not just by your speech, but by everything you've shown me.
impressed enough to change your mind?
Clint, when you took me on our walk today, and you showed me everything that you've done here, I really was struck all over again by the unbelievable beauty of this area. The meadow at Settlers Pass, the rolling hills off in the distance, the crisp autumn air, and the desert colors everywhere.
You have to admit there's nothing like it.
There is nothing like it, that's true. And I was even starting to feel a sense of that inner peace that you're always talking about.
Well, then...
I'm not finished. That inner peace comes from an interlude, a vacation from the stresses of everyday life and from the problems that are all too apparent in our marriage.
I know that, sweetheart, but this is a perfect place to work our problems out.
Possibly it is, yes. But I'm not ready to make a decision, and if you insist on forcing it...
Nobody's forcing it. Nobody is forcing you, but if you really find Buchanan City peaceful and beautiful, then I think I got the perfect solution to our problem.
Would the lady care for some company?
No, I would just like to be left alone. Oh, Your Highness.
Please, it's just plain Raymond, remember?
Well, there's nothing plain about the Crown Prince of Mendora.
Not true, not true. I put on my pants the same as any man. One servant holds them for me, and another lifts me into them. That was my lame attempt to make you smile. When I saw you sitting over here, it looked as if you needed some cheering up. But perhaps I was being presumptuous.
No. It's nice of you to notice. Please, join me.
Oh, thank you. But I can't stay for long. I'm about to leave for an extended tour of the western states. I'm glad to have this chance to say goodbye.
Oh, well, just my luck. Prince enters my life one day and goes out the next.
Not fair, not fair. I asked you for a date yesterday. It's not my fault you have a boyfriend.
No, you're right. That's my fault.
Sorry.
Nothing. Tell me about your tour. It sounds very exciting.
Hardly. I board a chartered jet for a whirlwind tour of various western cities. And then I try to drum up tourist business for my country.
Sound like a traveling salesman.
Exactly. It's, being a prince these days is not much different from selling magazines door to door. On the other hand, I will enjoy seeing parts of the country I missed while I was a student at Harvard. What I don't enjoy is saying goodbye to you before I had the chance to know you better.
Well, maybe you can do both.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
Well, you're right. I do need some cheering up. And you need a tour guide. So maybe we can help each other.
What I'm going to say to you isn't anything I haven't admitted to Megan already. I still have feelings for you. But those feelings have hurt the woman I love. I love Megan, and I want you to understand it. Like, I know I was a fool and drove her away from me. Look, none of this is your fault. I created this whole mess. I'm going to get myself out of this. One way or another, I'm getting Megan back.
Yes, you've made that very clear. But you see, I'm still left with the feelings that you just mentioned. And the memory of last night where we were so close and so tender. Do you expect those memories just to fade away?
It has to. And if it doesn't, I will find a way to erase it. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound so brutal, and Lord knows, I don't want to hurt you. But I need Megan. And I want to share my life with her. I'm not going to fire you so you can be doomed to prison. I'm firing myself. It's the only choice I got.
Max, please, before you go. I see you suffering so much, and I want to help you because you helped me so much last night. You helped me deal with my doubts. You helped me deal with the pain that I've been carrying around for so long. There must be something I can do for you.
I wish you would make this any harder than it already is.
No, I know what you're thinking. Thinking there she goes again, trying to pull the strings to keep me closer to her, but that's not true, not this time. I really do want to help you. Look, perhaps I can go to Megan and promise her that nothing happened between us last night and that nothing ever will. You're right, that probably wouldn't help. There's got to be something I can do.
I wish there was. I really do, because I would let you try it. You know, you really had changed. That selfish, self-centered little girl's become a real woman. Very considerate and caring woman.
I'm considerate and caring because I want to help you.
Yeah. I know what you mean. But if I'm in hell, it's because I put myself there. And I'm going to get myself out. Starting with finding Megan. Good luck, Gabrielle.
Max, I really hope you find what you're after.
Okay, so you've got Ambrose's confidence, but I still don't see how being his assistant is going to help you to expose him.
Look, the answer's right here, right in front of us. Look, these are Ambrose's personal files. He said for his eyes only. Now, the minute he said that, I knew that what he meant is that in there are the files, the things that talk about all this secret stuff, you know, between Lord Love the Children and these adoptive parents. So if I just get my hands on those files, then I can prove they're selling babies.
Whoa, wait a minute, Tina, darling. Those are Ambrose's personal files for his eyes only?
Yeah, we're not going to let a little thing like that stand between us and the truth. Renee, look, I have to get those files to court so we can put them on the front page of the banner.
Marty, honey, I know what court is going to say. Tina, you stole somebody's private personal files.
But it's for a good reason.
Tina, you are already walking a thin line with the law, honey. If breaking into those files is the same thing as burglary.
Well, see, the way I look at it, it's the lesser of two evils. Renee, really, what is stealing a few files in comparison to selling innocent children?
Tina, you are absolutely right. But what if, I mean, just what if you steal those files and there's nothing incriminating?
No, there is. I know there has to be.
No, but what if there isn't and you get caught and all you have for your defense is I don't know, his love letters or his laundry list?
It's the risk I've got to take.
If you end up in Statesville prison?
Renee, I thought you of all people would understand. I am partly responsible for Brenda being kept apart from her son, and I've got to find a way to make up for that.
Honey, I know how much you want to do something about that, but I don't think this is the way to do it.
It's the only way to do it. Sandy and those other children, they only have me to protect them. I owe this to them.
Honey, what if this blows up in your face and you end up by losing court?
Renee, if I don't change, then I've already lost him. So I don't have a choice. Don't you see, no matter what the risk, I can't back out of this now.
Look, they say that marriage is a series of compromises, right? All right, here goes. We divide our time between Landview and Buchanan City. 6 months out there, 6 months back here.
Oh, Clint.
Honey, it's perfect. I mean, we got the best of both worlds, the East and the West.
Our problem is not a matter of geography.
I know that, but if we at least settle on the where, then we can deal with the how and the why.
I also don't see that our marriage is going to be helped at all by packing up the family every 6 months and moving them.
You're not even giving my idea a chance.
Sorry, but you're not being very realistic. Oh, I don't want to start another argument now, please.
Oh, wait a minute. We have to discuss it.
Yes, but not now, all right? I don't want to spoil this celebration that you are truly entitled to, so let's just table the serious talk until after the groundbreaking.
Oh, you mean just avoid the inevitable, is that it?
Nothing is inevitable, please. Clint, if I haven't said it, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of everything that you have done and everything that you want to do to fulfill your dream. And now that this man Taggart is out of the area, you will have no problem making this dream a reality.
It's like I said in my speech, Viki. My dream wasn't just buildings.
Well, you have to take it one step at a time. Right now, I just want to sit back and let you enjoy your moment of glory because no one deserves it more.
Careful, don't get this on yourself. You've come too far to go out in a blaze of glory.
Should have stayed in Mexico. They never would have found us.
You're just gonna light up Clint Buchanan's celebration.
got enough here to burn down the whole town. I thought you just wanted to scare them Easterners away.
I tried that. But Mr. Clint Buchanan ignored my every warning. Well, he won't be able to ignore me this time. I'm gonna settle a score with him, once and for all.
Well, of course, I'd jump at the chance. But can you tear yourself away from everything here in Landview? And your work at the television studio? The man in your life?
Yeah, well, somehow I think they'll get along just fine without me. But now what about you, Your Highness? Are you holding something back? Are you worried about having me join you on this little trip of yours?
Believe me, Megan, the Royal House of Mendora has survived scandals great and small. You're traveling with me to Arizona. We'll hardly qualify.
Oh, that's disappointing. I've always wanted to be a glamorous, scandalous woman that rocks the royal throne.
Well, if you insist.
On the other hand, I'm happy to go along as your official tour guide.
American women.
And what is wrong with American women?
Nothing. Nothing. I just, I'd forgotten how impetuous and daring
And go on, say it. Common.
You know, that's the last thing I think you are. I have known princesses with titles dating back to Charlemagne who couldn't hold a candle to you.
I bet you say that to all the girls.
And that is one bet you'd lose, Miss Gordon. Well, I'll go call the airport and make the arrangements to have an extra passenger on my jet. When it comes to champagne, which do you prefer? Dry or extra dry?
I'll be a prince. Surprise me.
Shall we?
Well, it won't be long now till Clint's big moment.
Well, not every day that a man gets to see his dream come true.
I only hope that it's everything he hoped it would be. There's something I've been holding back all day. I hope you're going to forgive me.
What is it?
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, but the heavy work has just begun. I'm not going to really be satisfied until the last trace of the 20th century is completely out of here.
A man with a vision.
More like an itch, maybe.
No, I think my view is more accurate. You see, I'm a dyed-in-the-wool realist. That's helped me get through my life, seeing things that way. But it also meant I had to give up my ideals. Ideals I had as a girl. You've still got yours. And I really envy that. The realist in me senses that perhaps I'm no longer needed in Buchanan City.
What are you talking about? You've been invaluable.
That's before Viki arrived. She's a wonderful newspaper woman. She can do anything that I would have been here
Well,
to do.
yes, she can, but if she decides to do it or not is another thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just assumed that she would be.
Well,
staying.
Viki and I have a lot of things to work out yet, and whether we do or don't, I can still use you. I mean, your smarts and your talent.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, but I think perhaps I'd better get a reservation and see my way back to Landview as soon as possible.
Honest, Viki, if there's a chance that you and Clint are getting back together, Sarah and I'll postpone our trip to Hawaii.
Bo, I can't take responsibility for asking you to cancel your trip, okay?
Oh, you don't understand. We want to cancel it.
What Bo means is if you and Clint are reconciled, we'd like to start planning our wedding.
There is something that you two should have learned by now. Make your own plans for your own reasons. Please, don't wait for the rest of the family.
Is this your way of telling us that you and Clint are still having trouble?
Honey, it took us a long time to drift apart. We're not going to get back together again overnight.
Yeah, but you're not giving up.
No, we're not giving up. We're each of us fighting, each of us in our own way, and that gives me hope, because anything is better than the silence we have had to endure recently.
Yeah! It's all set. Brass band, fireworks, and looky here, Clint. Genuine silver shovel.
All right, what are we waiting for? Hey, folks, come on, outside. The groundbreaking is about to begin. Woo!
Roger.
Oh, Max.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. Look, I've been looking all over for Megan.
Say no more. I know all about it.
You do?
Megan told me about the breakup.
Roger, I don't care what she told you about seeing me and Gabrielle. I assure you, nothing happened between us.
Max, I believe you. So does Megan, I think. She's just hurt and she's confused.
Yeah, well, I don't need you to tell me what a jerk I've been. I've been kicking myself all day, which is why I need to find her. I need one more chance to prove to her how much she means to me.
I'm afraid it's not going to be as easy as that.
I don't care what it takes. I don't care if I have to get down on my knees and crawl. I'll get down on my knees and crawl. I love your daughter too much. Just let her walk away from me.
What I'm trying to tell you is Megan's gone.
What?
She left a little while ago. If you want to win her back, you're going to have to do it in Arizona.
Slow down, Gabrielle, and tell me slowly what's happened. You've said it so fast they can't keep track of the pieces.
If you think it's confusing, imagine what it is for me. I've been living it. Last night I was on top of the world. And this morning I wish I'd never been born.
You don't mean that. You had a wonderful night with Max, didn't you?
That's why it hurts so much now. Oh, God. Max and I, when we first discovered that we were locked in, we were both so worried. And then when we realized that there was nothing we could do except wait for someone to come and let us out, we relaxed and we got as comfortable as we could.
And you had fun. I mean, why can't you just say it?
We did. We had fun. You know what we did? We shared a candy bar as though it was a banquet, and we pretended that we were adrift on the ocean. And we talked until we lost track of time. We just talked and talked.
Oh, it sounds heavenly.
It was. But today is just hell. I mean, as usual, I caused him pain again.
What happened last night was an accident, Gabrielle.
I know. Tell that to Megan.
Well, I'd be glad to. I mean, you didn't plan to get locked up with Max. And you cannot be expected to be responsible for her jealousies.
You don't understand. I really don't want it like this. I really, truly want Max to be happy, even if it means that I have to be out of his life. I would send myself to Statesville if I truly believed it would make any difference.
Don't even think that, Gabrielle.
Why not? It can't be any worse than the so-called life I have here now. I'm restricted from seeing my son by a court order. I live in a halfway house where all the women despise me. I have a humiliating, demeaning job where the only light of day is... Well, now I don't even have that because I don't have him.
Gabrielle, I always thought you were the smart one. Can't you see what's happening?
Yes, I can see what's happening. Max is determined to work out his problems with Megan.
No, that's what he says, but what he means is something entirely different. Open your eyes, Gabrielle. Max Holden loves you deeply.
Ambrose must have a spare key to his files. It's just a matter of finding it before he finds me. Bingo. This looks right. Only one way to find out. Tina, you should have been a private eye. Maybe in the next line.
I was afraid of this.
Ambrose, I know what you're thinking.
Please don't make it worse by lying, Tina. I suppose everyone has one great disappointment in their lives. Sad to say, you're my disappointment, Tina.
I appreciate all your kind words, but look, today doesn't belong to just me. Tyler, Julia, you both got as much to be proud of as I do. And that goes for the rest of you. You can't even say it belongs to all of us.
All well and good, Clint, but there wouldn't even be a Buchanan City if you hadn't had the concept in the first place.
I will second that. Right. Not to mention all the calluses you got on your hands from raising roofs and digging ditches.
Tyler and Julia are right. It was your idea and your hard work that made this day possible. Take a bow.
I'd like to wait until everything's finished. There's an awful lot left to do.
Yeah, well, there's no denying that, but even Donald Trump takes a break from all his building to at least enjoy his accomplishments. So, everybody, I give you my big brother, Clint Buchanan. Some folks say he's a dreamer. Some say worse than that, but I don't want to repeat it in front of my fiancée. I'd just like to borrow the last line from one of my favorite old movies, It's a Wonderful Life. To my big brother, the richest man in the world.
I'm not intruding.
No, of course not. Let me introduce you to everyone. Excuse me. Do you have room for 2 more?
Megan!
Who's here? Well, I just happened to be in the neighborhood, so I thought I would drop by.
You are a complete lunatic, but I'm not complaining. Hi. Glad to see that you're alive and well.
Yeah.
Welcome, Megan.
Clint, I hear that congratulations are in order.
Come here and give your mother a hug. What is this? You fly all the way out here without even telling us?
Oh, well, you know me. Impulsive is my middle name. Besides, His Highness has never seen the Old West.
His Highness?
Oh, excuse me. Allow me to introduce you to His Royal Highness, Crown Prince of Mandora, Raymond Hohenstein. But don't let the title scare you. He likes to go by plain old Raymond.
Yes, Megan was kind enough to invite me to your celebration. Congratulations, Mr. Buchanan.
Oh, thank you, Raymond. You know, having a prince here is the first step back into the 19th century. And that's what Buchanan City is all about.
Well, then I should continue with the introductions. You've met Clint, the man of the hour, and this is my mother, Victoria Buchanan.
Ah, yes, we spoke on the phone back in Landview. It's
Yes,
a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Buchanan.
Oh, please, call me Victoria, and the pleasure's all mine. Thank you. Clint, would you mind continuing the introductions? I need to talk to Megan for a second. Excuse me. Of course.
Don't you think that Prince Raymond is charming?
Yes, he seems very nice. Darling, I'm very puzzled by all this. It's not like you to pick up and leave your show. Just like that, travel all the way across the country for a party. Where's Max?
Well, you know, Max, work. I tried to get him to come along, but, actually, it's over between me and Max. He's going his way, and I'm going mine.
Clint! The newspaper office. There's a lot of smoke. Something's on fire.
They can take care of that. I want to know what happened between you and Max.
No, it's really not important.
You are important. Please, darling, tell me what's wrong.
Everything. Max has made his choice, finally. He wants Gabrielle, which obviously means that he doesn't want me.
All right, quick. Well, everybody attack the fire. You set these charges up front. I'll put these back here.
Are you sure?
Just do it, Red. We ain't got much time. Give this Buchanan City.
Debs, you didn't hear a word I said. He said he loves Megan, not me.
And when will you learn? What Max says and means are 2 totally different things.
Oh, God.
I mean, he's very quick to tell you that he doesn't love you. I mean, that he hates you sometimes. But his actions prove the opposite.
Do you know how long I've tried to believe in that? But I just can't do it anymore, not after what he told me today.
Oh, so he told you he's determined to win Megan back. Well, fair enough. So what did he do? He gives up a job. His job that he loves so that you won't go to prison. I mean, why does a man sacrifice something like that?
He's doing it for Megan.
No, Gabrielle, he's doing it for you. And for himself, though he can't see it. When he's near you, he just can't help but give in to his feelings. Like the love that came out when you were locked up in that room.
I know you like happy endings. But this time, there just isn't going to be.
This time, it's definite. I mean, Max felt very close to you last night. As close as he's felt in a long time. But he can't admit it to himself, and that's why he's running away.
Well, even if that is true, the fact still remains that he's gone.
For now. But he won't stay away. He'll be back.
You know what I wouldn't give to have an ounce of your optimism. There's one thing I'm certain of. He is fighting with his heart and soul right now.
And that could mean anything.
Yeah. It's not much of a consolation, though. For years, I have been struggling with my feelings about Max. The problem is, I'm not sure I can take much more.
And I had such high hopes that you'd live up to the faith I had in you, Tina. That's why I left the keys on the desk. I wanted to see if you would pass my test.
Ambrose, I can explain.
There's nothing to explain, Tina. You were so anxious to break into my files as if I had some deep, dark secrets there. Well, I have no deep, dark secrets. I just wanted to see if I could trust you, if you were worthy of my friendship. Well, you failed.
Why did you feel you had to test me?
Because I got a call from the halfway house where you live. Well, it seems like you turned up late and you claimed that you were here. Naturally, I knew you weren't at the clinic. And somehow, the files, all the adoption files had been disturbed. Now, that was your work, wasn't it, Tina?
Look,
Please, no more lies, Tina. No more lies. Please, no. Because you see, you and I know that if I tell the authorities what you've done, you'll go back to prison.
No, please don't tell me so.
No. How can I not? I mean, the way you've broken my trust, I must have some reason for keeping silence. Some compelling reason.
What do you mean? What do you want?
I don't know what's stronger, the anger I feel for Max and Gabrielle or this pain that doesn't seem to want to go away.
Oh, darling, you're confused now, and who could blame you? But if you give yourself some time...
No, I was confused. But everything is very clear for me right now. I love Max. I know that he loves me, but I just can't share him with anyone else. And I am not going to give up the little bit of self-respect that I still have left.
Megan, darling, you said yourself you're angry and you're hurt now. We know that Max loves you.
What on earth is happening here?
I don't know. Let's just get out.